going? Okay. Okay, so we've been talking about switches, and the rule of thumb is broadcast bad. What's good? Unicast good. Broadcast bad, unicast good. Okay? Alrighty. Network adapters and RJ45 patch connectors. Okay? I had you go out and get your MAC addresses, which are unique for every, and I made the mistake. There are a bunch of different MAC addresses on your computers, not just two, one for wireless and one for the Ethernet connection. You've got some other virtual adapters that are automatically built into the operating system. So, what we're going to talk about now are physical network adapters, not the wireless or virtual for VPN connections. Physical network adapters, like all of you have an RJ45 connector, which is also your Ethernet connection on your laptops. Everybody identify that. You know where it's at, right? Looks like a little, what's that remind you of? Huh?
Like a telephone.
Almost like a telephone connection. The difference between this and a telephone connection is in the electronics world, the one that you have on your computer, because you don't have modems, we don't have any modems on these, but the connection that you have on this computer is called an RJ45 connection. You must know this. There's between a telephone connection and an Ethernet connection. What's the name for a telephone connection? It's not RJ45, it's RJ something else. Q, do you know? Hey, you just did a brain dump after last year, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Okay, not RJ45, but RJ11. Okay, it's a little bit smaller than this Ethernet connection. All right. Now, these Ethernet, an RJ45 connection could be what we call Cat5, could be Cat5e, could be Cat6. Okay, what are the different categories that I'm talking about? Anyone know? No one knows. The difference between a Cat5e cable or a Cat5 cable or a Cat6 cable. Q?
The amount of like wires that have.
The number of pins or the number of cables that are inside that bundle of cables. And let's say, for example, we've got Cat5 versus Cat6. Which is better and why? Which has more cables connections?
6.
And what is the benefit of that? Caitlin? Actually, nope, that didn't help. Nope. Shielded would, but not. Yes? More data, which means it's going to go faster. Cat6 is capable of transmissions up to, somebody help me, I've lost track, beyond gigabit, whereas Cat4 or Cat5 is only capable or spec'd out maximum of 100 megabit. Okay, roughly 1/10 the speed. Has anyone ever seen a Cat6 cable or felt a Cat6 cable compared to a Cat5 cable, Cat5e? No? Tomorrow, yes. What's the difference?
They're like bigger.
They're bigger and they're stiff.
Yeah.
Not quite as bad as coax cable. What's coax cable? Anybody know? Coax? No one knows what coax cable is? What? In our attic? Yeah, we've got a bunch of coax cable in our garage in the attic. Yep. But what is it? There's, you guys have seen it before. Yes, Austin?
Coaxial is for yeah, like a satellite dish.
Could be a satellite connection. That's typically RG6 cable. Or it could be coax for data, not satellite, which is not as thick and such. So coax is like what you see in the back of going from your satellite dish out to the antenna. Okay, that's coax cable. And we'll get into the details of that. That's, you know, when we start talking about that stuff, that's when it gets real. I mean, I know this is exciting. It's fixing to get really boring when we start talking about the specifics of cabling and memorizing all that stuff. But it's important to do. Okay? So this is the standard network cable that we use. This is a Cat5 cable, RJ45 connection on the right. That little adapter is an RJ45 adapter or interface, okay? It happens to be Ethernet, but Ethernet describes how it communicates on the network as opposed to RJ45 is the physical connection. Okay, I keep talking about the difference between the physical and the virtual because pretty soon it's going to be very, very important. When we start talking about the OSI, 7 layers of the OSI model, understanding the difference between virtual and physical. Okay, physical means just what I'm saying. It's you know, you can touch it, right? The RJ45 connection on your computer is a physical. You can't touch your network address, right? That's virtual. Okay? So that's a Cat5 cable or an RJ45 connector. Okay, everyone go out to Windows, go out to your Charms menu or whatever they're calling it these days, and type in Device Manager. You don't necessarily, hey, by the way, I don't know if you guys know this or not, I'm seeing some of you when you go out to that Windows interface in Windows 8, you are clicking on the search. You don't have to do that. If you just start typing the name, the list will come up. So Device Manager, if you find it, click on it, open it up, and you'll see something like we see up here on the screen. If you're not seeing that, let me know, or ask someone how to get there. Okay, so even though this course was actually created back when Windows XP was kind of the king of desktop operating systems, this interface is, as you can see, is pretty much the same as what it was back then. An oldie but a goodie. It gives you a lot of critical information. This is how we, not just network adapters, this is how we look at and monitor all the physical devices on your computer. If you start opening up the little plus signs or the drop downs and expanding those, you'll see your processor, you'll see your RAM, you'll see your video, you'll see your network card, you'll see your wireless card, you'll see USB devices, your disk drive, everything. Everything is listed in Device Manager. Where do you think that we use, as an IT professional, information technology professional, where do you think that we, or why do we use this tool a lot? What do we use it for? Anyone other than Austin? Zach?
See if something's working.
See if something, troubleshooting, okay? See if something, anyone have on your Device Manager, anyone have like a yellow exclamation point listed or a red X or something along those lines? No? Okay, so that means everything is working properly and the software that's configured to manage that or run it is working properly also. And there are no conflicts. That's a good thing. Nothing's disabled. Life is good. You guys have it all together. Okay, one of those connections, if you look at your network adapter or one of the network adapters, if you expand network adapters on your computers, how many devices are shown?
4, 10,
10?
4.
You guys see this. Not diggity. Lots of mini ports. Okay, if on the new computers, if you select Intel dual band wireless, that's obviously your wireless network adapter, which is different than your physical Ethernet adapter. But if you double click on that, it gives you a menu that allows you to do some configuration. Do not change anything. Okay? It's different. Now this is that same window. What we see on the screen here is the exact same window that you're looking at. However, Intel has given, in the case up on the screen, Intel has added some software to manage that device beyond what the operating system. What you'll find is with the Windows, any operating system from Windows, Microsoft, they have their generic applications that are usually a scaled down version of what other manufacturers create, but that's how they keep it cheap. So you can do the bare minimum with the tools that you have right on your operating system. However, if you install the Intel application, it'll manage the exact same physical device, that same network interface card, but it gives you additional tools, okay? It's not always a good idea to do that. Sometimes it's a better idea just to leave the generic Microsoft tools that are there. Some examples of that are, this interface here. Another example is just the whole wireless interface, where you select your wireless network and log into it and do all those kinds of things. A lot of times the manufacturers of the wireless card will provide an additional application or program to allow you to manage that. Okay, so lots of properties on this. This is how you troubleshoot hardware issues. Tell you what, this is a great place to stop because I've got lots of information on this next slide that's coming up. So let's go ahead and stop the video if you would please.